All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash for the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the men of the Lord, preaching and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom, Barakatham. Man, bro, all I can say is, you know, we're almost out of here, you know. Brothers had a very emotional and spiritual moment last night, and this is just to serve as a testimony, man, and to praise, call Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which we can't do enough, man, because what we saw last night was, you can't put it into words. I was, you know, it couldn't sink in, after they had passed, it was almost unbelievable, man. And then you'll see in the video I'll play here in a second. I'm basically filming this, and then one of the brothers calls uh, the other brother in Chicago, our elder in Chicago, just to tell him what's going on. And they were seeing the same event, Chariots, man, the same event in two different locations, man. That's crazy. Now, a little backstory was that the brothers, we were at camp, we had shut down camp. One of the Akim in the camp had basically said he had booked a campground, all right, and wasn't thinking too much about it, two ways about it, wasn't sure if it was still a good idea to book it. And then at the end of camp, we found out after we had contacted the elder, Mahaloya, who was out with the Chicago Akim, that it was actually a high holy day, okay, the Feast of First Fruits. And that's when all the Akim basically agreed, okay, like we can go out to the campground and fellowship, man. And we were already thinking to do that, just to, fellowship with the brethren. And then this is what happened, man. Just by us being there, man, we saw, man, under any other circumstances, we wouldn't have saw this, man. And then the craziest thing about it was overcast the whole day. The entire day we were out there, man, from the early afternoon, even through the night. By the time we got out there and the sun went down, basically the clouds, they cleared up for the first time the entire day, man. And then I started pulling out my phone. We started looking up, pulled out an astrology app that basically tells you different particular constellations in the sky or different planets and whatnot, because we could actually see the stars. And then that's when we saw the first chariot, which we didn't record. It was way over there in the east, man. We say that's a chariot. That's a chariot over there, and it was going from basically east to west. And then we saw it fade out and disappear. We saw like two of them do that. And man, a few moments later, this is basically what we saw right after that. Now, right after this event, I'm going to show you right here. All of the clouds, man, came back over the sky, man. It covered everything. We couldn't see any of the stars we were looking at before. We couldn't see anything because the clouds, the overcast, basically came back over, man. And that's a spiritual and powerful thing, man, because that's a testimony, all right, that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai was with us. All right. Now I'll play some of this video, and you brothers can look at it as well. Let me get it here.
Look at the video, bro. Look at those chariots, bro. Look at those. It's over. Hey, you're right. Hey, somebody take that video, bro.
I got it, bro. I got it on video. Call Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Crocodile.
Got it. You got it. Hey, I can help. Yo, look. It's over. The chariots are coming back. Look at the chariots.
Bro, I can't even count them, bro.
Call lawyer. How about Shimmy outside, man? Look at that. Look at the. Wow. Oh, this is. Yeah. I've never seen that in my life. Bro. What the fuck? Bro.
shit's to the right, bro. To the right, to our right.
Over, bro. Oh,
He's coming.
So you can see, I'll just pause it real quick there. The Chariots were coming from the west part, and they were basically flowing east. Now, if you know anything about Kansas City and Chicago, the geography, Chicago is basically northeast of Kansas City. All right. And truth be told, I believe they actually were going northeast because the north was close to that direction where they were going as well too. It could have been, but it could have been that they were going directly there, man. That's what it looked like. They were making basically a beeline. I knew it was going east, but as they disappear off in the distance, it's possible they could have been going directly northeast, But that being said, either way, they showed up, in Chicago, What was that, 500 miles away, 800 miles away? I believe it's 500 miles away. And the brothers were seeing it at the same, man, let me finish.
Bro, look at this.
what's going on?
I'm getting right now.
Bro!
Y'all see this right now?
Bro, what is going on?
I had a good route. You know I need
The water, the water.
Bro, it's so dark out here, bro. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
This is my life,
I've
bro.
never seen it. Bro, the Most High is dealing with us, man.
That's right.
I'm getting tied up.
Look at it, bro. This is crazy.
Lord
Oh
willing.
my God, you gotta call my lawyer, bro.
Yo, hey, call him, bro. Hey, can I FaceTime him real quick?
Are you on video?
Yeah, I'm on video.
Are you seeing all of them? This is the
Yes,
craziest
most
shit
of them,
I've ever
yeah.
seen.
He might come right now. He might come right now. Listen.
Bro,
Man, call lawyer. How about Shimmy Shai, man? Hey, brothers, it's a fleet of chariots.
a fleet of chariots, bro.
Information going live.
Bro,
It's
bro, call on how about Sydney
Look,
outside?
it's still coming.
Do you see it, bro? Do you see it, bro?
Yeah, you hear him.
see it?
Hey, see you, let's go! Let's go!
We about to get delivered. We about to get delivered. We about to get delivered, man.
Yeah, man. So as you can see, Rose is turned up, man. I almost dropped the phone at that point, man. Because the bro, he was seeing it at the same time. It just clicks in the spirit, and the other elder in the camp, man, the spirit, it just hit him first, and then it just spilled out, man, to the rest of us. What was happening, which was Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai was showing us, man, a sign and a wonder to stay on our course. All right. Now you can't think that this means that you're gonna get delivered, but this is a vote of confidence. The Most High is saying, keep doing what you're doing. All right. Hey, and I had a shitty week this past week too, man. I was just dreading going back, to work or whatever. And this thing happened, man. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. I'm gonna get a couple precepts. Actually, I'm gonna get Sirach, the 34th chapter. Now, the brother actually brought this precept out in camp because UFOs have been the topic as of late in the news. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody, and Esau is shook. All right, and it says this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 34 and 15. It says, "Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord, to whom doeth he look, and who is his strength." All right, and our strength does not lie in weapons. It does not lie in a militia group or any of that bullshit. It lies in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Verse 16, it says, "For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him." All right, and those in the chariots are the eyes of the Lord, man. It says he is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat, all right, and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling, and in help from falling. And man, bro, you just you get emotional, man. When you read that, man, because what we just witnessed, man, was that it was incredible, man. It's hard to put it into words, but it says, "For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love Him." So that's the Most High showing what group He's dealing with. All of these other camps, they getting wishy washy on doctrine. All right, they're waxing worse and worse. A lot of these guys are being revealed for who they are. All these different camps, which I follow Great Millstone. I'm not officially a part of the camp, but those are my leaders, my elders, the people in this truth that I look up to. All right, and the spirit is on them. And if there was any doubt about it before this year, before all of this, there is no doubt now. And the Most High is doing that. The Most High is showing who He's with and who He's not with. And a lot of you other guys are going to get exposed. We're going to be more and more linked with righteousness. All right. Spiritual things are going to start happening more to the men that are following the real men of the Lord. And a lot of you other guys that are faking it or doing this for some other reason, whether it's for clout, for women, for views, fame, whatever it is, y'all are going to be rooted out, man, pretty soon. All right. And that's basically it on that. Now I'm gonna get Psalms 88 real quick. This is a this precept stuck out a lot to me, man, and occurring to what happened, because this is the Most High, man, saying he's close. All right. And this devil is getting ready to make some moves once they know who these chariots are and who they're here for. Once it starts to hit mainstream that these aren't aliens, okay? This is Psalms 88 and 9. It says, "Mine eye mourneth by reason for affliction. Lord Yahweh, I have called daily upon thee. I have stretched out my hands unto thee." And that's what we're doing. All right. We were just talking about the name earlier today. Not today, but earlier that day in the camp yesterday. All right. How important that is. And you need the name to call upon the Lord. That's why the Lord, the Most High, gave us His name. The first thing He did was give His name to Moses. All right. It says, verse 10, this is one of the main points. It says, "Wilt thou show wonders to the dead? Shall the dead arise and praise thee?" Salah. So, he's basically saying, who the people that you're dealing with are the ones that you're going to show wonders to. All right. Now, ultimately, this is a prayer to be preserved from death. All right. And it don't get more straightforward than that, man. It says, "Shall thy loving kindness be declared in the grave, or thy faithfulness in destruction?" All right. It says, "Shall thy wonders be known in the dark, and thy righteousness in the land of forgetfulness?" No, because the Most High has a people. He's chosen us, and He's shown us wonders, man. All right. He chose us to see those things, and there were plenty of other Edomites that saw it, but if they saw it, it's for their own destruction. What happened tonight, man, us going out there to observe High Holy Day, brothers not really making a fully committed plan to go out there. We almost, it's very possible that brothers didn't go out there, As a matter of fact, one of the Akim that was with us, he doesn't live out in the area. He was planning to just hang out for a little bit and go home because he has to drive a little bit away. And then we saw that, man, and then the brothers were just in the spirit at that point, man. So no, man, the Most High, His wonders are not going to be shown in the dark. He's going to declare His glory and he's going to make known who he is with. All right. It says, and thy righteousness in the land of forgetfulness. It says, but unto thee have I cried, O Lord Yahweh, in the morning shall my prayer prevent thee. It says, Lord, why castest thou off my soul? Why hidest thou face from me? All right. And that's the thing that we have. Like, that's the condition that we've been in, man. And the Most High is no longer hiding his face, man. We're getting into a time where he's all of the what's real, what's not. Do you believe in spiritual this and spiritual that? All that's about to be confounded and turned up on its head, man. You're gonna start seeing supernatural things occur at a rapid rate. Chariots, apparitions, demons. These things are getting ready to come on the earth. And whether you people realize it or not, talking to you heathen, that's and you 2/3 really. These things are coming, all right? It says I am afflicted and ready to die from my youth up. And that's how we are, man. We're tired of being here, man. My brother was just saying earlier, if somebody takes us out, man, hey, that's what it is, man. Because it's hell living in this place, man. We're here because we're doing what we have to do. We have to finish our course. But this place is hell, man. We are ready to die. It says, and I'm afflicted and ready to die from my youth up. While I suffer thy terrors, I am distracted. All right. It says, thy fierce wrath goeth over me. Thy terrors have cut me off. And that's how it is living in the valley of the shadow of death. And so this is why he's asking. I believe this is King David. No, it's the chief musician. But that's why he's asking, why castest thou off my soul? Because this is how we feel, man. All right. That's how we feel about it, And what end is it to this kingdom, okay? And that's the last thing I'll get, and I'll close out. I don't want to make this too long, but hey, so be it, This is not a regular occurrence, man. What happened, But what end is it to these chariots? You could read Zechariah 5. It's a good chapter too. Showing up, man, in the way that they're doing. But what is Esau worried about? Why is he so afraid? Why is he covering it? Why is UFOs mainstream now? Because he's getting ready to paint a narrative on these things, and the fact that they showed up in that number, man, it was hundreds of them. Tells you something, all right? This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 29. It says, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And the them are not everybody on the earth, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of death and blood, all right? But it's talking about the elect, which are only Israelites. And only the elect of certain Israelites. It says, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. All right? To the astonishment. All right? So when people see these things showing up, saving us, doing all type of supernatural things, that's going to be astonishing. It's going to be covered everywhere. And then we're going to get demonized. We're going to have to go on that pilgrimage. It says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another. And there's going to be division everywhere. This whole thing with Palestine and all that stuff in the middle. All these things are going to be turned up to the max. All right. And we're seeing that now. Things going to get heated up, much more heated up than what it is right now. All right. It says, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. All right. And this is when Yahweh Shai is going to return. That's the most powerful part, man. That's a sign of Yahweh Shai almost here and doing this thing, man. The thing that he was prophesied to do from the foundation of the earth. All right. So this is the angel breaking down a vision that Esdras had. It says, and when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another, meaning World War III is basically going to be going on. All right. It's going to be revving up. It says, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. All right. And that's going to be all the nations basically trying to come and subdue, trying to do war with the heavenly Father's angels. And Yahweh Shai, Michael, that war in heaven that's spoken about. That's what this is going into. And it says, but he shall stand up on the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. All right. And that hill graven without hands was basically a giant chariot UFO that looked like a mountain. All right. It looked like a mountain that wasn't uh, carved out, man. You know, when you read earlier in the chapter, that's how huge it was. It says, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are falling into the tempest. So this is the time, and this precept came out too during camp. So this is the time, man. This is what Esau's worried about. All right. When the son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. It says, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts. I mean, he's going to check everybody. All right. And the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor, meaning going to easily do away with you. All right. Which is like unto me, and whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. Now that's basically going into the salvation of the tribes over in the Americas. All right. You know, which it goes into Asaroth, which is, you know, basically North South America. This is what Esau is worried about, man. That great salvation, and that's spoken about, you know, all throughout the scriptures. You know, if you get Ezekiel 20, how does it say we're going to be delivered? You know, when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, it tells you about the strangeness of our salvation. All right. Ezekiel 20 and 34. I know I said that's my last precept, but this will be the last one. It says, Ezekiel 20 and 34, and it says, and I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. Now, how is he going to do that? We're scattered all out, all over the world. What mechanism is he going to use to gather us out with a mighty hand and stretched out arm? That's going to be the chariots, man. That's why we got so hyped, man. You know, so brothers, we're almost out of this thing, man. So that was just a testimony / lesson that I wanted to get in on, and you know, and let this be, you know, an exhortation to you brothers to keep pushing, man. You know, even when you feel like Satan's on you, you know, you don't have it in you to do particular things that day. You feel like, you know, the spirit is not on you as heavy as it was the day before or any of that, man. You have to push all that to the side and realize our salvation is nearer than when we believed. All right. So with that, hopefully y'all brothers were edified. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachak Wadash Wa Abad Babal Shalom.